Give me your wallet and your watch and get out. Come on, you want trouble?
Pat Green and Julian, welcome to Database.
Hello, Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Pulling the dial around to the finger stop each time.
The 60s were a transformative decade of cultural shifts, iconic moments, and unforgettable experiences. These memories evoke nostalgia for a vibrant era that shaped our lives. However, many of these experiences are no longer possible due to technological advancements, changing social norms, or new laws. So join us as we explore 20 things in the 1960s we can no longer do. Hitchhiking. In the 1960s, hitchhiking was a common and widely accepted mode of travel. People would stand by the side of the road, often with their thumbs extended, signaling to passing drivers that they needed a ride. A sense of adventure and trust characterized this era. Hitchhikers and drivers were more inclined to engage with strangers. This spontaneous method of travel provided a means of transportation and fostered unique social interactions and connections along the way. But nowadays, hitchhiking has become rare. Safety concerns have grown, with stories of hitchhikers encountering danger making headlines. With the rise of public transportation, ride-sharing apps, and awareness of stranger danger, hitchhiking has lost its appeal. Due to safety risks, many are wary of picking up hitchhikers or hitchhiking themselves. While it once symbolized freedom and spontaneity, hitchhiking is now primarily a thing of the past. But what about playing with dangerous toys? Should fun come at the cost of safety?
Everyone's favorite lawn game is back, and it's bigger, better, and safer than ever.
Playing with dangerous toys. Kids played with toys that would make today's parents gasp. Lawn darts, for instance, were like big, sharp missiles that you'd throw across the yard, aiming for a target. But accidents happened, and those innocent games turned risky. Similarly, chemistry sets were all the rage, letting curious minds mix up potions and conduct experiments. However, some of those chemicals were seriously hazardous. As time passed and safety standards tightened, these toys got the boot. Lawn darts were banned outright due to numerous injuries, and chemistry sets underwent significant changes to remove the dangerous substances. While they provided fun hours back then, you won't find these risky playthings on store shelves nowadays. It's a reminder that fun should never come at the cost of safety.
Telegraph had no competition for decades. It was the only way to communicate long distance.
Sending telegrams. Sending telegrams was the speedy way to get a message across, especially for urgent matters. You'd write your message in a particular form, then it would be sent via telegraph wires to its destination. People used them for everything from birth announcements to business communications. But with the rise of technology, telegrams became obsolete. Why wait for a telegram to arrive when you could instantly send an email or a text message? Telegrams were often associated with bad news, like military notifications or condolences, adding a somber tone to their use. Nowadays, telegrams are mostly a thing of the past, preserved in movies and historical records. They've been replaced by faster, more convenient means of communication.
To affront the uniformity of the present.
Wearing formal attire daily. Dressing up in formal attire was the norm for many people. Men often donned suits with ties and hats, while women donned elegant dresses with gloves and stylish accessories. It wasn't just for special occasions. This was everyday fashion. Men wouldn't think twice about putting on a suit to go to work or to run errands, and women wouldn't leave the house without their skirts and heels. But as times changed, so did fashion norms. The 1960s marked the beginning of a shift towards more casual attire. The rise of youth culture and countercultural movements introduced new styles prioritizing comfort and self-expression over formality. Additionally, societal norms evolved and workplaces became more relaxed about dress codes. Today, it's rare to see people wearing formal attire daily outside of specific professions or events. Business casual or even athleisure wear has primarily replaced the suit and tie look. However, in our age of digital mapping technology, the era of getting lost and asking for directions, seems like a distant memory because people back then used maps for navigation. Only 60s kids remember this.
They also make maps of towns so big you can pinpoint the flowers in your front garden 3 bus lengths to the inch.
Using maps for navigation. In the 60s, navigating a road trip meant unfolding a paper map on the car's dashboard and tracing your route with your finger. Atlases were household staples, guiding families through adventures with colorful pages of maps. But today, those trusty maps have mostly been replaced by GPS technology and digital maps on smartphones. While there's a certain charm to unfolding a physical map, digital navigation offers convenience and real-time updates. GPS devices or apps like Google Maps provide turn-by-turn directions, traffic updates, and suggestions for nearby attractions or restaurants. Plus, they eliminate the need to fold and refold unwieldy maps or decipher cryptic symbols. Though paper maps still hold a nostalgic appeal for some, they've become more of a novelty item than a practical tool for navigation.
Hello, everyone. I'm from your telephone company, and the message that we have for you is that we are changing your telephone service over to dial.
Using rotary phones. Making a call meant using a rotary phone. You'd stick your finger into the numbered holes on the dial and rotate it to enter the desired digits. It was a slow process compared to today's instant dialing, but it had its charm. However, as technology advanced, rotary phones became obsolete. Touch-tone phones emerged, allowing faster and more convenient dialing with push-button keypads. Then came smartphones, which made the traditional landline phone almost seem like a relic. Rotary phones are now mainly found in antique shops or as nostalgic decorations in retro-themed settings. Their mechanical whirring and clicking sound evoke memories of a simpler time, but they've been replaced by sleek, multifunctional devices that fit in the palm of our hands. The era of patiently rotating a dial to make a call has faded into history, replaced by the lightning-fast communication of the digital age. But what about watching TV on black and white sets? While black and white TVs may evoke nostalgia for some, they've been replaced by the vivid colors and sharp images of modern television sets. The days of squinting at fuzzy, monochromatic screens are long gone, replaced by the dazzling spectacle of color television.
One day through television, the entire world will stream into our living rooms with the velocity of light.
Watching TV on black and white sets. In the 1960s, families gathered around bulky black and white television sets to watch their favorite shows. Color television was a luxury reserved for those who could afford it. The grainy images flickered on the screen, captivating audiences with iconic programs like I Love Lucy and The Twilight Zone. However, as technology progressed, color television became more accessible. By the end of the 1960s, color sets were becoming increasingly common in households nationwide. Fast forward to today, and black and white TVs are virtually non-existent. All televisions now have color displays, offering vibrant and lifelike images. Not only that, but many TVs now boast high-definition resolution, providing viewers with crystal-clear picture quality. The evolution of television technology has transformed the viewing experience, allowing for immersive entertainment in the comfort of our own homes.
And we're another step closer to having that performance in our own living rooms.
Listening to music on vinyl records exclusively. Vinyl records were the go-to format for listening to music. People would carefully place the disc on a turntable, lower the needle, and immerse themselves in the warm analog sound. Record collections were treasured possessions, with each album cover telling a story. However, as technology advanced, vinyl records were gradually replaced by cassette tapes, CDs, and digital formats. Recently, there's been a resurgence of interest in vinyl. Collectors and audiophiles appreciate vinyl's tactile experience and unique sound quality. Despite this revival, most people now listen to music digitally via streaming services like Spotify or Apple Music. The convenience of having access to millions of songs at their fingertips has made digital music the preferred choice for many.
Competition is a passport to good jobs in government offices, and a particularly fast typist might even become a very confidential secretary.
Typing on typewriters. Typewriters were the primary tool for writing and document creation. Each keystroke produced a satisfying click-clack sound as letters were imprinted onto paper. Typewriters were ubiquitous in offices, schools, and homes, serving as essential instruments of communication and record-keeping. However, with the advent of computers and word processors, typewriters gradually became obsolete. Computers offered unparalleled versatility, allowing for easy editing, formatting, and storage of documents. The transition from typewriters to computers significantly shifted how people approach writing and document creation. Typewriters are mostly relegated to museums, vintage shops, and enthusiast collections today. While they hold nostalgic appeal for some, they have mainly been replaced by the convenience and efficiency of modern technology. But did phone books face a similar fate?
DC has also just launched a new free mobile app this week where people can take their phone book on the go.
Using phone books. You turned to the trusty phone book if you needed to find someone's phone number or address. These thick directories were packed with listings for businesses and residents, organized alphabetically by name or street. People relied on them to connect with friends, locate services, and look up essential contacts. But with the rise of digital technology, phone books have become relics of the past. Nowadays, most people store their contacts digitally on their phones or computers. Online directories like White Pages and Yellow Pages have also made finding contact information quick and easy with just a few clicks. The decline of phone books reflects broader changes in how we access information. Instead of flipping through pages, we now search for what we need online, accessing a vast network of data at our fingertips. While phone books may hold nostalgic value for some, they've mainly been replaced by the convenience and efficiency of digital contact lists and online directories, marking the end of an era in information retrieval.
It's a habit which is very difficult to give up.
Smoking in offices, airplanes, and restaurants. Smoking was a common sight in offices, airplanes, and restaurants. It was socially acceptable, and ashtrays were a standard feature of these public spaces. People would light up cigarettes or cigars while working, traveling, or dining out without much thought to the health risk involved. However, as research highlighted the dangers of secondhand smoke and the health hazards of smoking became more widely known, attitudes toward smoking began to shift. In response to growing concerns about the adverse effects of tobacco smoke, smoking bans were implemented in many countries. Today, smoking is prohibited in most indoor public spaces, including offices, airplanes, and restaurants. Designated smoking areas are rare, and many establishments have adopted smoke-free policies to protect their patrons and employees' health and well-being. The days of puffing away in public places are long gone, replaced by a greater emphasis on creating smoke-free environments. Milk delivery to homes. In the 1960s, it was common to see milkmen making their rounds, delivering fresh milk to people's doorsteps. These deliveries were convenient and reliable for households to get daily dairy supplies without venturing to the store. Milkmen often left milk bottles in insulated boxes outside homes, ensuring that families woke up to fresh milk each morning. However, with the rise of supermarkets and the increasing availability of packaged milk, the tradition of home milk delivery began to fade. Supermarkets offered greater variety and convenience, allowing consumers to purchase milk and other groceries in one trip. Today, milk delivery to homes is a rarity, preserved only in nostalgic memories and a few select areas where the service still exists as a niche offering. The era of the milkman's daily deliveries has been replaced by the convenience of store-bought milk from supermarket shelves. But what happened to using encyclopedias for research? The convenience and accessibility of digital platforms have primarily replaced the need for bulky encyclopedias in our quest for knowledge.
Well, it's great stuff on ecosystems. Also, all you need to know about global warming, the greenhouse effect,
Using encyclopedias for research. People often turned to encyclopedias when they needed information on various topics. These multi-volume sets provided comprehensive knowledge on different subjects from history to science to literature. Families would invest in encyclopedias as a valuable resource for education and reference. However, with the advent of the internet, the use of encyclopedias for research has declined sharply. Online resources like Wikipedia offer instant access to vast information, often with frequent updates and a wide range of contributors. Unlike encyclopedias, which require physical space and regular updates, online platforms can accommodate limitless amounts of information in a digital format. Now, encyclopedias are mainly found in libraries or as collector's items, while online resources have become the go-to option for research and reference.
Ozzy.
If ever a camera wouldn't let you miss a picture, this is it. This is the new Kodak Motormatic 35.
Using film cameras. Taking photos meant loading film into a camera, carefully framing the shot, and hoping for the best. Photography was more deliberate, with each exposure costing money and time. Families treasured their photo albums, with snapshots of special moments captured on film. However, with the rise of digital technology, film cameras have become increasingly rare. Digital cameras and smartphones now dominate photography, offering instant previews, unlimited storage, and easy sharing options. Film photography enthusiasts still exist, drawn to analog photography's nostalgia and artistic qualities. However, for most people, digital cameras and smartphones have made photography more accessible and convenient. You no longer need to worry about running out of film or waiting for prints to develop. With digital technology, you can instantly snap, edit, and share photos. The convenience and versatility of digital photography have largely replaced them. The days of winding film and waiting for prints are a distant memory in our age of instant gratification and digital innovation.
Are you worried about a floppy disk losing all your accounts receivable?
No. No. I'm not worried.
If you had 3M diskettes, you wouldn't have to worry.
Using floppy disks. Floppy disk revolutionized computer storage. These flexible plastic disks, encased in a protective sleeve, were the primary means of transferring and storing data. They came in various sizes, but the 8-inch and the 5.25-inch disks were most prevalent. However, with the advancement of technology, floppy disks have become obsolete. USB drives, external hard drives, and cloud storage have replaced them, offering larger storage capacities, faster data transfer speeds, and excellent reliability. While floppy disk played a significant role in the early days of computing, they've been surpassed by the convenience and capabilities of newer storage technologies. The era of relying on floppy disk for data storage has faded, and so has the traveling without seatbelts, hasn't it?
Before the new law came into force, only about 4 out of every 10 motorists regularly used a seatbelt.
Traveling without seatbelts. Seatbelts were not a standard car feature, and no laws mandated their use. People often traveled without wearing seatbelts, unaware of the potential risk involved. Cars were designed with minimal safety features compared to today's standards. However, as research on automobile safety grew, so did awareness of the importance of seatbelts. In the late 60s and early 70s, seatbelt laws began to be implemented in various states and countries. These laws required drivers and passengers to buckle up while driving, aiming to reduce the number of injuries and fatalities in accidents. Today, seatbelts are mandatory in most places, and cars have advanced safety features to protect occupants during crashes. The days of traveling without seatbelts are long gone, replaced by a greater emphasis on road safety and using seatbelts as a fundamental precautionary measure.
Asbestos manufacturing was at its height some 50 years ago.
Using asbestos in construction. Asbestos was a popular choice for construction materials because of its fire-resistant qualities and affordability. It was commonly used in insulation, roofing materials, and textured coatings like popcorn ceilings. However, as research revealed the severe health risk associated with asbestos exposure, its use in construction was gradually phased out. Exposure to asbestos fibers can lead to serious health issues, including lung diseases such as asbestosis and mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer. Recognizing the dangers, many countries have banned using asbestos in construction materials. But now, asbestos is strictly regulated or banned in most places, and efforts are made to remove it from existing structures to prevent further exposure. Although once hailed as a miracle material for its fire-resistant properties, asbestos is now recognized as a hazardous substance, and its use in construction has become obsolete. Similarly, writing letters by hand was the norm for personal communication, but the art of letter writing has not disappeared entirely. It has certainly evolved in the digital age. Let's explore it a little more.
Why not send him a beautiful letter? Make sure that your address and postal code is on the envelope.
Writing letters by hand. Writing letters by hand was the norm for personal communication at the time. People would sit down with pen and paper, carefully crafting their messages with thought and care. Handwritten letters were cherished treasures, conveying emotions and sentiments in a tangible form. However, with the advent of technology, handwritten letters have become increasingly rare. Email and text messaging have revolutionized communication, offering instant delivery and convenience. While handwritten letters still hold a nostalgic charm for some, they've mainly been replaced by the efficiency of digital communication. Today, receiving a handwritten letter feels like a special occasion, a rare glimpse into a bygone era.
Beauty like that deserves leaded premium gas. That's hard to find these days.
I can find it.
Where?
Right there.
Union 76 still has leaded premium?
Using leaded gasoline. Leaded gasoline was the standard car fuel to boost octane levels and prevent engine knocking. However, as research uncovered the harmful effects of lead emissions on human health and the environment, efforts were made to phase out its use. Leaded gasoline contributes to air pollution, releasing toxic lead particles into the atmosphere. These particles pose significant health risks, especially for children and pregnant women. In response to growing concerns, leaded gasoline was gradually replaced with unleaded alternatives, which proved safer and more environmentally friendly. Nowadays, leaded gasoline is a thing of the past, banned in most countries worldwide. While its use was once widespread, its elimination marked a significant milestone in environmental and public health efforts. The transition to unleaded gasoline reflects a growing awareness of the importance of reducing harmful emissions and protecting both people and the planet. Relying on payphones. Back in the 1960s, payphones were ubiquitous on street corners, train stations, and outside convenience stores. They provided a lifeline for people needing to make calls while away from home. Whether to check in with loved ones, make emergency calls, or simply touch base with friends, payphones were a convenient and essential means of communication. However, with the advent of mobile phones, payphones have become increasingly obsolete. The widespread availability and affordability of mobile phones have rendered payphones largely unnecessary. Nowadays, most people carry a mobile phone wherever they go, providing instant access to communication wherever needed. The decline of payphones marks a significant shift in how we stay connected. While payphones were once a symbol of public communication, they've been replaced by the convenience and versatility of mobile phones. Today, spotting a payphone on the street is a rarity, a relic of a bygone era in telecommunications. The era of relying on payphones for communication has faded into history, replaced by the ubiquity of mobile technology.